Today we are entering the era of high-quality budget electric bikes because I am going to tell you about the first electric motorcycle from the world's largest electric scooter manufacturer, Yadea. The Yadea Keeness electric motorcycle, also known as the K2, is an urban, stylish and high-quality electric bike with an upright seating position designed for short distances. Yadea was founded in 2001 and specializes in the production of electric scooters and electric bicycles. Today, its production capacity exceeds 15 million units per year. 98% of their market is in China, and about 30% of all electric scooters on the streets of China are Yadea. That's Yadea. The Yadea Keeness electric motorcycle has its own original design. It's not a copy of some random gas-powered bike like other budget electric bikes, but a unique proprietary development. The front lighting with its unibrow design looks like nothing else. The controller's radiator is integrated into the front plastic. There's a foot recess in the side plastic, and the power cables are also beautifully integrated. The charging port is also integrated into the side plastic. It looks nice, doesn't stick out, and doesn't get in the way. Instead of a fake gas tank like on budget electric bikes, here you get a full-fledged storage compartment. But most importantly, it's made with very high quality because on budget electric bikes there have already been attempts to make a plastic storage compartment instead of a gas tank. And all of them creak and wobble terribly. But here it's just absolutely fantastic, guys. Nothing creaks at all. Everything feels incredibly solid and monolithic, and everything is really well made. And on top of that, the storage volume is just huge. My helmet, of course, doesn't quite fit in here, but you can easily put the charger, all your documents, and a whole bunch of other stuff inside. For those who love a comfortable ride, there's a huge wide seat here in terms of the size of the electric bike compared to the seat itself. It's probably the biggest one here. And the cherry on top of the design is the rear brake light, styled after the Yadea logo. By the way, they often use this trick on their electric scooters. As of today, the Yadea Keeness electric motorcycle is available in 3 colors. These are green, orange, and white. The dimensions of the Yadea electric motorcycle are 1990 mm by 775 by 1090. The suspension is standard, an inverted motorcycle fork in the front and a monoshock absorber in the rear. The wheels are 17-inch 100/80 in the front and 130/70 in the rear. The braking system is hydraulic disc brakes with 1 brake disc on each wheel. Because the engineers at Yadea understand that a single brake disc on the front wheel is sufficient here, the Yadea Keeness is equipped with a central motor with chain drive. The nominal power is only 5.5 kilowatts. At its peak, it delivers 11 kilowatts. The maximum speed claimed by the manufacturer is 100 kilometers per hour. However, I managed to accelerate up to 105 kilometers per hour considering my height and wind resistance. The torque is 300 Newton meters. According to the manufacturer, it accelerates from 0 to 50 in 4 seconds. But in 4 seconds, I was able to accelerate even up to 60 kilometers per hour. Although it is reluctant to reach 100. Acceleration to 100 will take you about 15 seconds. Let's go. The car suddenly pulled out onto the road, of course, at the most inconvenient moment. Well, I hit 100. The battery is lithium iron phosphate, 72 volts at 60 amp hours. The range with such a battery in eco mode will be about 140 kilometers. If you keep flooring it in sport mode at maximum speed with the throttle constantly wide open, you'll probably get about 60 kilometers, maybe 70 at most. That's how far you can go on it. The seat height on the Yadea Keeness electric bike is 77 centimeters for the rider's seat. There are footrests for the rear passenger, and there's a seat for the rear passenger as well. Originally, the Chinese made it primarily for China because 98% of Yadea Keeness sales are in China. That's why, with my height of 1.94 meters, I don't quite fit in harmoniously here. Even though it's comfortable for me to ride, and I've probably ridden it for about 2 weeks, no complaints. But from the outside, I do look rather big on it. So, to make everything look nice, we recommend this bike for people no taller than 180 centimeters. Let's start with the keys. The Yadea Keeness comes with this cool pair of thin, yet very sturdy and solid keys that you definitely won't be able to bend. There's also this kind of key fob. Basically, it has a single button to turn the alarm on or off. Let's move on. Here we have the ignition key and the keyhole. Insert it. We have two different options, or actually three. One option is to manually turn the handlebars, press it in, and lock it all the way to securely fix the handlebars in one position. The second option is to push it all the way to the left to conveniently open the glove compartment. And the third available option is to rotate it to the right, to finally start the unicycle. On the left side of the handlebar is the throttle lever, the front brake, the emergency hazard lights button, and the throttle lock button. Here's an interesting detail. If it's switched up like this, you basically can't press anything, you can't take it out of parking mode. If you firmly push it down, it still continues to remain in parking mode. And to disengage it, you need to firmly press and hold down either brake and press the P button again. Then it automatically switches over to ride mode. It says ready here. Below the parking button is the lighting switch, the one on the far right. All the way off, the center position turns on only the running lights, and the far left turns on the headlight. When the headlight is on, you can switch between low and high beam on the left side of the handlebar. This is the button for flashing the headlights, but it also has two interesting switching modes. There's also a rear brake lever on the left handle. The set and adjust buttons. They are used to configure the display. Right here we have the positive and negative adjustment buttons in place. They are specifically designed to help you shift both upwards and downwards. It has 3 gears. Normal, Eco, Sport. To the right of it is the cruise control button. By pressing it down, we engage reverse gear. So when you hold it down, the motorcycle goes backward instead of forward. And by pressing this button here, we activate cruise control. And when cruise control is on, the plus and minus buttons adjust the speed that the electric motorcycle maintains. Now we're going to test the cruise control on the Yadea Keeness. In theory, it's this button right here. Let's try it. Oh look, it works now. So, the system stays active and it works until you either twist the throttle once more or press the brake again. And what if you set cruise control? Wow, that's unexpected. Cruise control can be adjusted with this thing. So right now I'm increasing the throttle by 5 kilometers. So what if I decrease it? Decreased it again. This thing is really cool, damn. So I squeeze the throttle, turned on cruise control, and let go of the throttle. Increase the speed. Increase the speed again. Let's add a few more here. Damn, that's really awesome. Below are the turn signals, which are turned off by pressing the center of the button. And even lower is the horn button. Also, on the left side of the handlebar, there's a USB charging port. The digital display clearly shows the low and high beam lights, the currently deployed kickstand, and the active internet connection. Because here you can easily connect to an app and monitor all of the motorcycle's specific parameters. The remaining battery charge is shown both as a battery icon and as a precise percentage. The current riding mode is displayed. Now let's put the kickstand up and take it off parking. Now the speed has appeared here. And on the left, there are the modes: Sport, Street, and Economy. The speed can also be switched from kilometers to miles. At the bottom, we have the total mileage, 180 kilometers. That's how much we've ridden on it. You can also display the trip distance for a session. It also shows the time here, which can be set to your time zone. As I mentioned earlier, I've been riding this bike for more than 2 weeks already, and before that I've ridden a lot of different things. Over the course of the past 6 years, I have personally ridden a ton of different electric motorcycles. So I definitely have something substantial to compare it to. I would really like to share my detailed impressions with you, especially the specific nuances of what is radically or noticeably different here. First of all, the handlebars on this model aren't very wide at all. They are actually quite narrow. They probably remind me more of the Sea Cruise than anything else. In terms of width, at first I thought this wouldn't be great. This design is incredibly convenient because, as a general rule of thumb, the wider the set of handlebars you have, the much easier it is to steer. But there's already enough maneuverability here, and the fact that the handlebars aren't wide actually has its advantages. Your riding position is more compact, so to speak. You don't get that sprawled out feeling like you do on something like the Orendo with wide handlebars. I really like that. Another advantage of such narrow handlebars: the mirrors protrude outward just a little bit beyond them, but they're mounted high. And it's significantly more effortless to weave between cars in traffic with these specific handlebars than with the standard handlebars that you would typically find on most other motorcycles. Moving on, I'd also like to point out, I already showed the battery, and because the battery is located at the very bottom here, and the upper space is completely empty, since the motor is at the bottom, the controller is at the bottom, the battery is at the bottom, basically everything is down below. The only thing up top is an empty glove compartment. As a result, the center of gravity is very low, and the bike handles and leans into turns extremely well. Just absolutely superb. Well, many electric bikes are like this, but here it's really taken to the extreme because absolutely everything is at the bottom. The weight distribution is just excellent. You can see it right away. The people who made this approached it intelligently. They understood how to build motorcycles and scooters, and they applied their knowledge. Next, regarding the cruise control. As they say, at first I didn't get it, but then, once I understood, I really started to appreciate it. The first couple of days I didn't use cruise control. I thought, well, it's a cool feature, but who the heck knows what to do with it? But then it became a habit, and when you're riding at speeds of 40 kilometers per hour or more, you automatically start turning on cruise control and just chill out. Your hand gets to rest, you put it on the tank, and you ride comfortably and relaxed. It's really great, actually. Yes, you can definitely survive without this feature, but honestly, it's a very nice bonus for a motorcycle, something that really makes the ride more enjoyable overall. Moving on, I also want to point out the large, comfortable seat. Not many electric bikes, unfortunately, have such big, comfortable saddles. And probably the last time I enjoyed a seat like this was on the Sea Cruise electric bike, because it's a chopper cruiser with a low seating position and a very firm, soft, wide seat. And there I really enjoyed the riding position and the softness of the seat. I was just totally loving it. Everything was perfect. And after that, I tried a lot of bikes, but I never found a seat like that anywhere else. And I kept thinking, like, the Sea Cruise had such an awesome seat, and here it's okay, but not the same. But here, the seat is just fantastic. Maybe it doesn't quite reach the level of the SE Cruise, but I'd put it in second place among all the seats I've seen on electric bikes. It's really great. Of course, the bike isn't meant for long-distance rides, but it's still comfortable when you're doing your 50 to 100 kilometers and your backside isn't falling off. About the overall quality of the electric bike. This is one of the few bikes that feels truly solid. You don't feel any unnecessary vibrations here, and you don't hear any extra noises. The bike feels like a single unified whole, exactly how a proper motorcycle should feel. But at the same time, as I've already mentioned, the bike is budget-friendly. It costs around 600,000 rubles. For electric bikes, this is considered budget. You have to understand that electric bikes are more expensive than gasoline ones, so 600,000 for an electric bike is considered a budget price. And out of all the bikes I've ever ridden so far, in terms of overall build quality and craftsmanship, well, possibly. It could be compared to something like the Dimin electric bike, or perhaps the SE Cruise electric bike. which I mentioned a little bit earlier. That's probably it. The rest of the bikes, even if just a little, are still inferior in terms of quality. And you can feel it when you use it. Overall, about the electric bike, I only have positive impressions. Personally, I really like the bike in all its aspects. And this is probably one of those incredibly rare cases when, being a massive 1.94 meters tall, I truly wonder why the hell I grew so tall. If I were only about 1.80 meters right now, this bike would be just absolutely perfect for me. Because I don't have long distances to cover, the speed of 105 kilometers per hour is more than sufficient for my daily needs, and everything about the ride feels absolutely wonderful. But in terms of physical size, of course, with my height, I find myself wanting something a bit bigger. I really find myself quite envious of those people who are 1.8 meters tall or shorter, who will buy this bike and be able to truly and fully enjoy every aspect of it.